Oh, thank you. Well, your health is certainly important to us. And last week, we explored the link between fatigue and vitamin B deficiency and the effects a healthy lifestyle has. Today, we continue that conversation and how vitamin B treatments can help with fatigue.
So we are continuing our discussion where we left off last week, focusing on vitamin B deficiency and whether you are listening to your body's signals. Back in studio is clinical pharmacist Professor Natalie Schellack to help us unpack this topic a little bit further. Prof, welcome back. Thank you so much for starting this discussion last week in such an interesting way, because I think it's something we all deal with. A lot of us are working really hard. You kind of feel the fatigue kicking in, and that was the focus. But I don't think a lot of us think about the possibility of being deficient in vitamin B. So what are some of those signals that there might be a relationship between our fatigue specifically and a deficiency in vitamin B?
So I think in the last episode, we laid a lot of emphasis on, being almost the energy house or supplying energy to every cell. And I think one can also think about vitamin B1, B6, and B12 as a little triangle, whereas vitamin B1 looks at your overall general nerve health. But then vitamin B6 and B12 is really important in looking at myelin sheath. So really, that means covering the end parts of your nerve cells so that you can really relay messages. So if you are not able to relay messages, you are really going to feel tired, you're not going to be able to focus. And then when it comes to the energy and the production, energy production and thinking clearly really goes well hand in hand, because you need to have the energy to think. So you need to have all of the nutrients to go to your brain. But even if the nutrients go to your brain and you don't have proper relaying of messages, you won't be able to use it.
Body doesn't know it's got the energy.
Yes, exactly.
And mood is something that's popped up quite a bit. How does a vitamin B deficiency affect your mood?
Okay,
Why does it affect your mood?
Yes, there's been a lot of research going into especially vitamin B12 and health, vitamin B6 and B12, because I just mentioned the myelin sheath, covering those nerve cells for transmission. But vitamin B6 really helps manufacture some of these transmitters, serotonin and noradrenaline, that we use in depression or that we use with our general health. So we're not saying that if you're going to supplement vitamins, you're not going to be depressed. But we are saying that if you are feeling you've got a mood disorder, alongside with using antidepressants and seeing a medical health professional, it's important to also check your vitamin status.
It's amazing in how many areas it touches. I understand so much more about that, it being the glue that kind of binds the system together. It might be an overly obvious question, but do you only take vitamin B when you've identified a deficiency, or is it something that we can take on a regular basis to keep feeling better, thinking better, having more energy?
I think the most important thing to realize is that they are water-soluble vitamins, so your body won't be able to store them. But if you do have, except for vitamin B12, so vitamin B12 you do store in some sufficient quantities in your liver, but you should take them when you are deficient. So if you can never take more than your body will only use what is needed. So it's important to identify where you are with your vitamin B levels. And if you're eating a healthy diet, like the majority of us in this room, and you are exercising, you should be fine. But if you've got an extra burden on your body, you're a super athlete, or you are, going to the Olympics, or you're taking chronic medicine, then, you might have to check it out. But you need to act according to what your levels are and do that with a healthcare professional.
Now that you've got a whole crew, cameramen, all thinking about their diet now.
Yes.
They're thinking, and you've been painted with that brush. We all have healthy diets, guys. Thank you so much. It is so interesting to me to see this entire system and how one affects the other. Nothing kind of works individually, but hopefully this is, again, an opportunity for you to be able to think a bit more about your body, listening to those signals that you are getting on a daily basis. And as always, consult a professional if you are feeling any major shift. But just know that if you are feeling fatigued, if there are differences in your mood, that these are signals that there might be a vitamin B deficiency, and that's definitely something that you are in control of, something that you can do something about.